Hi, my name is Carla, and I am a sufferer of asthma, although I feel now that I can say that that's something that's in my past. I did suffer quite severely with asthma. I carried my inhaler with me at all times. I would eat foods that would sometimes trigger the asthma, then a lot of times I didn't know what was triggering the asthma. I eat very healthy. I prepare most of my foods myself. I don't like store-bought things with shelf life, so I thought if I was eating this healthy and being careful about what I ingested, that what was it that I was doing wrong. At home, I went to a COPD clinic, and they tested me and said, yes, I have COPD, but this is the inhaler to use, and this is the number of times you need to use it. I worried about that to a certain extent because it does involve steroids, and I had a concern about that. I also did not like the rush feeling that you get when you take those steroids. It made me feel like I was having a panic attack, so I would be compliant for a while, and then I would choose not to be compliant because I couldn't stand that panicky feeling that you would get when you would take your inhaler. I came in to see Dr. Joddy, and he's clearly made some brain-based adjustments for me, but I'm happy to say that from May of 2012 until now, January 2013, I have only had 2 asthma attacks, and I know exactly what triggered them both times. The other thing that was very serious for me was at night I would wake up choking to death, and I honestly couldn't breathe. I would be choking so hard that I had no way to get air, and my understanding was that was just one of the things I would have to live with because I have asthma. And again, in that same time frame, I've only had that happen once since I started working with Dr. Joddy. So I'm very excited where my control of my asthma has gone, and like I mentioned earlier, whether I even say I have asthma anymore or not would be a question for me because I don't feel like I do. This has been life-altering. During the course of my time working with Dr. Joddy, and my visits have been limited, I was here 3 days in May and had 2 treatments a day, and then I was here for 1 week in August and had 2 treatments a day. So this is my 3rd time here now, only for my second day of treatment, so I'm not counting this one yet. In those 8 days of treatments, of the organ remapping and the brain-based treatments, sometimes they seem somewhat simple to me, but if you look through that as you go through the treatment, and then you have an adjustment done or some remapping done, you feel a neurological difference, and not really describable. It just feels different. It feels better. I did see a chiropractor back at home, and when I'd have an adjustment at home, there was always a certain amount of no pain, no gain. Whereas when I'm here, I'm having treatments done, and I'm not experiencing the pain. I'm only enjoying the gain. And it's not just been for my asthma that the changes have been. The organ remapping changes everything, so I'm getting more oxygen throughout my entire body. So it's impacting my lungs. It's impacting my digestive system. My feet didn't register a temperature when I came in here, and that has changed. And a scary thing for me was I found out that the last place when you breathe and the oxygen goes through your body, the last place that it hits is your brain before it starts over again. And it kind of was startling to find out if my feet weren't registering a temperature, clearly there wasn't a lot of blood and oxygen getting to there, and if the brain's next, where was I headed prior to these treatments with Dr. Joddy? So I truly can say it has been life-altering, and I'm very fortunate that I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Joddy and have him work with me so that I can go on to lead a life of wellness. I think the thing that you need to think about when you're talking about wellness or health or longevity or quality of life is there's always an answer. It's just finding the right person. I do believe I've been fortunate enough to have discovered Dr. Jodie. But prior to this, I went to my doctor, and I did have some health concerns, the asthma being one of them, but I had some other concerns. And my doctor just said, don't worry about it. It's just some people are like that. And I'm not a doctor. I felt that the health concerns that I had were concerning. When I said to the doctor, logically, if you put these pieces in place, they don't fit. And as a logical person, that was a concern to me. And she just told me that not to worry about it, sent me on my way. And maybe I was a number, or maybe she just didn't have the knowledge. But fortunately, like I say, I'm here now with Dr. Jodie, and all those things that were concerns for me were real concerns. Dr. Jodie has confirmed that for me. So a lot of times we think there's something wrong with us, but we know our bodies better than anybody else. So if you do have a concern that you think there's something wrong, more than likely there is. So you have to keep searching until you find that person that can give you the answers that you need.